do the unit circle self quiz. So part 1, name the quantity for each. So we're going to do all students take calculus. Probably should have just done it right here rather than do the problem. I'm going to switch over here real quick. All students take calculus. I want where sign is positive. So remember, sign is positive at A because everything's positive A, and at S because that's what S stands for, sign, and then negative at these two. And we want positive sign, so these two, quadrant 1 and quadrant 2. So there we go. Same thing with question 2. Where's cosine negative? All students take calculus. So I always start off with where's cosine positive. Cosine is positive at A because all, and then C for cosine. So it must be negative at the other two, S and T. So cosine is negative at quadrant 2 and quadrant 3. Why did I go from Roman numerals to numbers? No idea. Next one. So I want tan to be positive and sine to be negative. So let's do these separately. We'll say sine is this one, and we'll do tan right here. So where's tan positive? Tan's positive at A for all and at T for tan. So those two are the answers for tan. Sine. Where's sine? Wants to know where sine is negative. Well, first let's talk about where sine is positive. Sine is positive at A and S and negative at T and C. So I want sine to be negative, so down here. And then what's the only thing I circle twice? And that would be quadrant 3. Let's go back to Roman numerals. So the next one here, the terminal side of angle A is standard pressure contains the point -34. Find the exact value of these two. So here's question 20 has A and B. So we want to draw the point -34. So -3 and 4 would be right here-ish. So that's point -34. Then we want to make a triangle out of that. So you go straight to the origin, straight to the x-axis. There's my little triangle. So what are the sides? Well, you went back 3, so -3. We went up 4, so 4. You have to do a squared, b squared, c squared to find that. We should know this by now. It's 5. It's a 3, 4, 5 triangle. You can double check if you want. I'm telling you right now, it's going to be 5. Okay, so we have that. Now what's sine? Sine is opposite over hypotenuse. So 4/5. Tan is TOA, so opposite over adjacent. 4 over -3. There we go. And then we got some unit circle problems. Well, actually more than I thought they were going to be. So again, I don't care how you do this triangle table, memorize it, whatever works for you. I'm going to do triangle because that's my way of doing it. So 30 degrees. So here's 0, here's 90. 30 degrees in there somewhere. So that's 30. Go triangle. And then the way I do it, you have to memorize your sides. Opposite 30 is 1. Hypotenuse is 2. Adjacent is -3. Remember, hypotenuse is always 2. Sometimes it's right at 2, but it's always a 2 there. Then opposite 30 is 1, and then that makes that right at 3. So sine is so. So opposite of hypotenuse, 1/2. Cosine of pi. Here's 0, here's pi. So we're on this point right there. Remember, anytime you're on the point, you got to know the points. You went right 1, left. So unit circle, you go right, up, down, all left, and left, all a value of 1 because unit circle. So that's -1, 0. Now you got to know if it's which one's sine, which was cosine. Sine E, so, and cosine X. So cosine's the X value, which is -1. Tan of 3 pi over 4. So here's 0, here's pi. Trick, right? Make it 4 over 4. So what would be 3 pi over 4 be? Well, we haven't got here yet. We're a little short. We always go this way. So we're in quadrant 2. Make a little triangle. It's over 4, so we should know the side automatically. It's 45. So I get 1, 1, rad 2. And then since you're going to the left, that should be negative. Then we do tan TOA. Opposite over adjacent, so -1. Sine of 5 pi over 3. So more of the same. Here's 0, here's pi. 3 over 3. Now 3 over 3 is over there. I gotta go out of 5 pi, so I get close to 6. So 3, I'm gonna give it 2, and I'm gonna get 4, and you get all the way to 5. So to go around again. So 3 over 3 plus 9 over 3 over 3 will be 6 pi over 3, which makes 5 pi over 3 a little short. Right, so 3 plus another 3 is 6. We haven't got there yet. We're a little short. So back here, quadrant 4. Draw a little triangle. Since it's over 3, we should know it's 60. 6 is a big angle, so opposite that's rad 3. You're going down though, so negative. Hypotenuse is always positive and always 2. For most, 99% time 2. When you're doing circle problems, and then 1. And then sine SOHCAHTOA. So opposite of hypotenuse. Negative rad 3 over 2. Cosine of 5 pi over 6. By the way, eventually you do so often, you just have it memorized. Like I tell you right now, this one is, cosine's the worst. So not 30, it's negative rad 3 over 2. So eventually you just get so good you just do in your head. You do so many of these. So this is 6 over 6, and then 1 less would be 5 pi over 6. Kind of like that. Cosine is annoying though, because I know this angle is 30, so opposite that is 1, hypotenuse is 2, and that makes the adjacent rad 3. Why is cosine annoying? Because it's ca, so you have to know the adjacent side on the hypotenuse. So you get this. Now again, it's a negative, so we went left. Hypotenuse is always positive, so it's only the side that can be negative. We went left, so it's a negative rad 3 over hypotenuse 2. Again, you can also do, all students take calculus to double check if you want. 10 of 90. 10 of 90. So here's 0, here's 180, here's 90, it's a point again. So that's the 0.01. Remember it went up once, your y changes, so 0, 1. That's x and y. 10 is sine over cosine. Don't forget sine e. So sine's a y value, so it's 1 over 0. You can't divide 1 by 0, so this is undefined. Okay, last 3. Whoops, not the first 3, last 3. 10 of 150, 0, 180, 90. 150 will be between these two. So right there, here's 150. Do a little subtraction. Remember, you always go down to the x-axis. That's 30 apart. And then let's see the sides. Opposites 1, hypotenuse is 2, this is rad 3. The rad 3 is a negative 1 because you went to the left. That should be a 1, not an ugly number. And then tan 150, TOA. Opposite over adjacent. So 1 over negative rad 3. Now remember, 1 is positive because you went up. So it's positive. This is negative, went left. Hypotenuse is always positive. Sine of 3 pi over 2. So here's 0, here's pi. Here's pi over 2. Here's 3 pi over 2. So that point right there. Another point. So remember, sine times point, you actually know the point. 0 and negative 1. Because you went down, so the y is negative 1. And then sine e. So this is a y value. So negative 1. And the last one here, cosine of 5 pi over 4. So we got to draw it again. 0, here's pi. 4 is a trick. You get a little past that because you get 5 pi over 4. So you got to go past the 4 over 4. So we're in quadrant 3. Makes this 45. That makes the sides 1, 1, rad 2. Now again, what's negative? Well, this is negative because you went left. This is negative because you go down. And hypotenuse is always positive. Cosine SOHCAHTOA, adjacent over hypotenuse, negative 1 over rad 2. There we go. That's the self quiz.